Hi guys, I'm Cibao. Today I'll be showing you how to get the Kim Kardashian Polaroid effect without actually needing a Polaroid camera. But you will need Lightroom CC to achieve this look. This look works best with photos taken in the nighttime using front flash. The flash gives the image a glossy effect as well as make the subject stand out from the background. When taking night photos, the flash is mainly focused on lighting up the people and the background doesn't get lit up as much, which is the type of look you'd get if you were to take a Polaroid photo in a dark environment. Kim's Polaroid photos, specifically this one, has a cool tone purple tint, but her skin tone remains very warm and golden tone. This is the look we're going to try to simulate today. I've already saved the photo of Kim onto my desktop, and this is the photo I'll be editing today. It's just a picture of me and my friend taken on my iPhone with flash. Now I'm going to drag both photos into Lightroom Library. Press Import. Next, click Develop and select RA on the bottom left-hand corner. This allows you to set a reference picture. It makes it more convenient to copy another picture because you can have the photo you want to take inspiration of on the left and the picture you want to edit on the right rather than having to go back and forth, which is really annoying. I'm going to drag the Kim K photo I'm going to copy today into the reference section here. First thing I'm going to adjust is the temperature. My photo is looking very yellow compared to Kim's photo, so I'm going to pull the slider to the right to make the photo look more cool tone. Next, I'm going to decrease the exposure by a tiny bit to make the image darker. I'm also going to decrease the contrast. The blacks and white in my image are looking a little bit too harsh right now. Moving on to highlights, I'm going to tone that down by 25 because this flash photo was taken really close up and it made the features on our face look really washed out, so decreasing the highlights will help bring back some details. I'm going to decrease the shadows. The background in my photo is still really visible, and in Kim's photo, only some parts of the background can be seen, while other parts are pretty much all black. Next, I'm going to decrease the whites by 60. The whites are really flat looking and not overly bright in Kim's photo compared to the whites in my photo. For blacks, I'm going to bump that up to 12 to give it a faded look rather than a really dark black, which is what I have now. For clarity, I'm going to decrease by 21. Even though this photo was taken on an iPhone, it's looking too sharp for the vibe that we're going for today. In Kim's photo, you can see that the photo isn't overly crisp. In other words, it's slightly out of focus, and this is normally the look you'd get from taking photos with a Polaroid camera. Moving on, I'm going to decrease the vibrance. This will desaturate any parts of the image where the color is looking a little bit too strong. I'm also going to desaturate by 21 to make the overall colors in the photo more muted. There really aren't that many colors in Kim's photo other than the white cupboards and her background and herself wearing a silver colored top. And in my photo, I have some green, red, and grey, but I still want to keep the green in my friend's skirt as well as the grey in my top, but doing this will just make the colors more subtle. Moving on to tone curve, make sure you're in the mode where you can plot points. The first thing I'm going to do is make the shadows look more faded. Next, I'm going to bring back some contrast by dragging this point slightly down. And I'm also going to brighten the image by dragging the highlight slightly up. Next, I'm going to click on RGB and click on blue to get into the blue tone curve. And I'm just going to add a little bit of blue into the shadows because our image is looking very warm right now, and of course we're going for a cool toned image. Lastly, I'm going to go to the green tone curve and add a little bit of green to the shadows. You can see in the bottom half of Kim's photo, there's actually a tiny bit of green in the shadows, as well as blue and purple. Now for the hue sliders, I'm just going to adjust the yellow slider. I'm going to make the yellow in our skin tone look more orange, like Kim's photo. For saturation, I'm going to increase the saturation of orange because our skin is looking very grey and we're aiming for a more golden tone skin color, so that's why I'm going to bump up the orange. While Kim's skin tone is quite warm, it's not as orange as what it's looking like in my photo right now, so I'm going to tone down the yellow. I'm also going to saturate the blues completely because when we added some blue to the shadows in the tone curve, it made my hair and top look blue, and I want my hair and top to stay as true to color as possible, so by saturating the blues, the blue added to the shadows will affect the background only. The split toning is very important in this Kim Kardashian look. This will give the blacks in our image a purple tint, which is very obvious in Kim's photo. I'm not going to add color to the highlights because I feel like the highlights in my photo already have a little bit of an orange tint, but you can add a tiny bit of orange if you like and if you feel it's necessary for your photo. For shadows, I'm going to type 241, which is a purple color, and I'm going to make that a saturation of 8 so it's not too overpowering. Next, I'm going to give my photo some vignetting. You can see the corners of Kim's photo are quite dark, so I'm just going to drag the slider to the right. I'm also going to add some grain. The next thing I'm going to do is select this radial filter tool. I'm going to make the circle larger by pulling the edge. I'm going to make the circle large enough so it covers both our bodies. Next, I'm going to decrease the sharpness by 52. Doing this will make the image look less flat and more like an actual polaroid. It sort of adds this glossy effect. The last step is to make all these specific settings into a preset so you can apply this Kim Kardashian look to any of your photos. Click on the little plus button next to the presets, create preset, name the preset, and create. Now I'm going to pick a few photos to show you guys how to apply your new preset. So I'm just going to pick a photo from my gallery section here. I'm going to pick this photo of my friend. It was taken at nighttime and using flash. On the left hand side here is user presets, so just select your Kim Kardashian Polaroid preset. Because each photo is different, you might need to adjust where your radial filter is located and also the size of your radial filter. So to do that, click on the radial filter tool and click on this little grey button. I'm just going to drag it slightly down and make it a little bit tinier. And after you've adjusted the size and location of your radial filter, make sure you press done so the changes are saved. I'm just going to pick another photo. I'm going to pick this photo of my friends, and again, use the presets, Kim Kardashian Polaroid. I'm just going to pick one last photo, so I'm going to pick this one of my friend, and again, apply the Kim Kardashian Polaroid preset on the left hand side. When applying your Kim Kardashian Polaroid preset or any preset in general, bear in mind that every photo is different and you'll probably have to make some little tweaks to cater to your image. So for something like this, it's looking a little bit too cool tone, so I'm going to warm it up a little bit by dragging it to the right hand side. And I'm going to scroll down to the split toning section, and I'm going to choose a more purpley color. So I'm going to choose 274, and I think that's starting to look a little bit more like Kim's photo, and I think I'm also going to darken the blacks a little bit more because it's looking too faded. And I'm going to go to the radial filter bit and click on this little grey dot and adjust the size of it so it covers her body, and I'm really happy with this image now. And that's it for today's tutorial. If you have any suggestions on what I should do a tutorial on next, leave it in the comments down below and I'll be more than happy to do a video on it. Also, be sure to subscribe. I post every Thursday and Friday.